we need to do, right? Adjustment for operating expense, right? Let me take a different sheet. So let's we have one expense, operating expense, and that operating expense is, let's say, advertisement or something, right? And the based on the trend, based on the current trend, we are assuming that in the upcoming, in the upcoming, like whatever we plan, right? Let's say we have planned the advertisement expense should go to, let's say, $40,000 or $4,000, let's say, for the particular month or whatever, right? But what is happening, we based on the trend there is increase in the advertisement expense, right? So we are assuming there's a hike of 10% for that particular expense, right? So the expense would be 4,400 that we need, right? But this is the this is the actual revised plan. You can say this is revised plan, right? But how we can adjust this 400, either we can make a business rule that whatever is present, like forecast, like we created forecast, we have copied data from previous month and we made a business rule that we already did, right? To just copy 10% with the forecast amount to the next year or to the next period, that we already did, right? But what if we manually want to make some changes, we manually want to input any $400 amount straight away in the application, right? So how we can do that? So what I will do, let's cut this, okay, and let's have this, and we will make another we'll have another member that is ADJ plan. ADJ plan means adjustment plan or adjustment entry we can provide. So basically it is very simple. What we can do, we will get this data for plan, right? But what we will do, we will simply give reference, or we can just make a parent member to the revised plan. So whatever amount is there, whatever we put it, let's say we put 400 here, so automatically this will change in the revised plan. So ultimately when you see data, when you check at revised plan, automatically you will see the revised data, right? And if you see the trend is going down, or you will expend, you will spend less amount. Let's say you already gained organic marketing, or right, you already doing that, so you don't need to do much expense. So let's say your trend is going down, so you need to spend less. So then your revised plan would be 3,500. So this is how it would work. So let's figure it out in the application, how you can configure this or enable this. Very simple step we will do. So this is our instance and we are going to plan one queue, and let's go to scenario dimension. Okay, so we already have this member revised plan, okay, but under this revised plan we don't have any kids or we don't have any children. So ultimately how it will roll up to the parent, like whatever we have data in plan or ADG plan, these are the two members, how it will roll up to the revised plan. We can make a business rule, but the simplest way is, let's cut this, paste it here. So I'm just making these two members as a pay as a children of as a child of, basically this revised plan. But if you refresh this, it will not refresh. Reason being, currently this member is not a dynamic member, right? So first make this member as a dynamic member. So make this as a dynamic member, and then you set up this as a dynamic calc. What we say, the data storage property should be dynamic calc, just to take whatever is data is in the kids in the lower member, it should roll up to the parent member, right? So let's save this. And one more thing, if you keep it ignore, it will not take the calculation correctly, okay, or maybe it will not what we say, refresh the database, right? So we need to do that. Similarly, it is already stored, that is correct, but again for plan one, because we are doing this for plan one cube, so let's enable addition. And if we refresh, you will see, maybe you will see again, because we are not changing the property of ADG plan. So let's see it is validating or not. Okay, it is validated. But I would suggest better just go to the editor and select the property as addition, or you can set up subsection, whatever the case is, right? So I was just saying, if you do not change it to addition, maybe it will not refresh the database. Let's check. So I'm making it ignore again, and let's see. Okay, it is there. So it's okay, but I would suggest you just keep it as addition. Let's check if we are not keeping this addition. Are we getting the correct output or not? Okay, let's check. So I already have the smart view set up for the ticket. Mm, yeah, ticket. Sorry, 183, right? So this is ticket 183. So I already set up the smart view, and like we talk about the advertisement expense and all. So let's input some figure. Okay, we'll take the real case scenario that we. So currently it is taking $4,000, okay, in the revised plan. But what if I want to directly input any data, let's say $400 here for adjustment plan, okay? So it is making it as 4,400, right? So same goes with if I want a negative figure. Let's say I do not want to spend much in this advertisement expense. I'm making basically an adjustment for this plan, whatever we planned. We are making a revised plan, right? So it is considering it as um, a revised plan, right? So now if you see data, then always you need to select revised plan. Then if you're making any sort of adjustment, don't see data at plan then. Okay, so you will see $3,000, and same is rolling up to the operating expense, right? So if I put any figures here, public relations $10,000, and if I put 500 here as adjustment, okay, if we submit it, so these are the final figures, right? And why this is negative 500? Because negative 1,000 and plus positive 500 will make it negative 500, right? So it is rolling up correctly. So that's very basic. I don't think you guys will have any doubts in this. So instead of having any BR that we already did for forecast, right? Uh, that rule is already we already create covered in the previous classes sessions, right? So I guess this is the only way, right? Sorry, actually I'm getting my
Yeah, I have
voice.
a doubt.
Yeah, please ask.
Yes, we are doing a smart view in what is doing and like, what is operation doing and backend, like scenario wise.
Uh, I don't get your question. Please come again. Like backend as in.
Uh, Actually, we are doing in a smart view of
Yeah, yeah.
adjustment plan and revised plan is there, right?
Right, right, right.
We have yeah we have entering in 4,000 and base plan,
Mm-hmm.
and also in base data minus 500 is given in that.
Yeah.
How to came in yeah, how to came in the 10,500 and how to less in that in above that value.
So basically, what is happening? We have a hierarchy, right? We have revised plan. This is the parent member, right? This is the parent, okay? And
Yeah.
sorry, this is the parent, and these are the kids of that revised plan, right? What is one is plan and one is ADG plan, right? So there's nothing to do with the base data. It is just whatever we put data. So imagine in this way, right? Uh, let's say we input $10,000 here, right? And we are making an adjustment that the trend will go up for, or that we need to expense. We need to make more expense as 500. Okay, so we are making an adjustment. So it is 10,500. So revised plan will give you output as 10,500, right? This you will get the output. Similarly, that was for, let's say, account is the account number is 7110, right? And then we have
Yeah.
another account 7120, and same story will repeat here, that we will have some data here, okay, and we are inputting 4,000 here, okay, and this is, sorry, this is 3,500. So how this is coming, you know that, right? Because of minus
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, wrong number I took. So this is at the back end, this is what going on. So if you plus this, if you, for the ultimate revised data, for ultimately what will be the total of these two, at what, at total expenses, so it will basically show you this figure, total expenses. Or if I better, I would just cut it and paste it above all, you see, above all. So it will just simply take this data plus this data, 13,500, right?
Yeah.
And these are the child members, child 1, child 2, and this is scenario dimension.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this revised plan scenario dimension, this is account dimension, right? So same story will repeat for this also.
Okay. This calculation how to do in backend, like we are
No,
giving
there is
an
no backend. If you just that is why I showed you this in the editor. If you just select dynamic calc, automatically the it will, because what the dynamic calc will do, whatever data is in the kids, right, in the children,
yeah.
it will just aggregate that. And one more thing I will show you. Uh, let's see if this is going to work or not. I'm just canceling this. So if you make the aggregator, the what we say, uh, the console operator as subtraction, and if I save this, and if I basically refresh the database first, okay, I was inputting negative figures, right? So we, let's say we are assuming that always we will always input data in a ADG plan, only to reduce the plan data, only to reduce this amount. Let's assume this. So let's see if this is going to work. Okay, I made this positive 1,000. Okay, and let's submit it. Okay, we actually, you know, we made a mess, so yeah. So still you will get negative, still you will get 3,000. Why? Because the operator of ADJ is now subtraction, and the operator for plan is addition. So this is how you can play with the operator, as in
Yeah. Yeah.
right. So if I again make it addition, then it will run for, it will make it 4,000. So let's make it again addition. So this is how we can basically set up the, what we say.
Yeah. 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 I understood this.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no issue. I guess refresh is done. So this is 5,000 now, correct? Okay, so that is for this ticket, guys. We can discuss one more ticket today. This one, I guess this we already tried to do. Okay, and uh, tried to do mean we already had one ticket previously, that was about smart list for payment date. Let me search it. Payment mode, basically. Kind of similar business rule we will make. Where it is. Calculate payment and this based on user selection. I guess this is the ticket 164. Yeah. In the 164 ticket, we made a rule, discount rule. I will show you very real quick. Maybe that is handy with me. Discount calculation rule. Using the same rule, we will make another rule. I already have that rule. I will explain you. So how we can calculate the payroll taxes. So you remember we had COD UPI credit card that we used. Let's say for COD we will not going to give any discount for payment discount, but for UPI we are going to give 5% discount, and for credit cards we are going to give 10% discount. So we made two rules, right? uh, One for the original discount amount. This was the rule with the help of smart list, and we were calculating the net sales and the discount amount, right, for the particular product or whatever. It's right. So same way we are going to create one more rule, and the rule I will show you. So what's the case scenario first? Let's discuss that. What's the case scenario? Why we need to you need this ticket, right? Why we are doing this ticket? So the ask is, so basically the ask is calculate payroll taxes where payment mode, sorry, basically payment tier, like is the person falling in the 10% tax bracket, is the person falling in a 20% tax bracket, or the person is falling in the 30% tax bracket, or somewhat like that, right? Is default is defined as a smart list. So what is the case? So this is ticket 8185, and so let's say payroll taxes is smart view. So let's say there's one employee, or maybe there's one employee in the first year, in the year 22, he was falling under 6 lakh salary, 6 lakh rupees, basically 6 lakh salary per annum. And then because of COVID maybe or something, whatever the reason, or the inflation, his salary goes down to 420. And but in the year 24 his salary raised to 8 lakh. But in the year 25 his salary raised to, let's say, uh, 10 lakh, or and in the year 26 his salary is 15 lakh, right? So but when he was in the tier 1, that is 10%, that is above 5 lakh but up to 7.49. So the tax percentage was 10%. But when he crossed like 10 lakh in the year 26, fiscal year 26, the tax bracket is 30%. But between that, even when he was below 5 lakh, his tax was zero. You guys know, right? There's a basic exemption limit for all. So but for these two, he's going to pay 20% tax. So with the help of smart list, how we can do this? So let's say we have three tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. 10%, 20%, 30%. This is the condition. Okay. And the business rule I will show you, is we are going to take one 7910 account, and that account is basically tax account. Okay, let me show you in the account dimension. So this is basically the provision for taxes and all. So company is deducting tax, or you can just calculate for TDS also. 10% TDS is deducted on the based on the salary, but we are taking the tax percentage directly, not the TDS. TDS is only 10% for salary. So okay. So basically, what we are trying to say here is the provision for income tax. We are going to take this account. Okay, the company is making some provision. So let's assume this payroll tax is 7910. Okay, and salary account we are taking 5800. And one more thing you can do, guys. Let's say if you have employee dimension, and instead of taking year, you can just take let's say, instead of taking year, you can have, let's say, name of the name employee, right? So you can have employee name, and different employee can have different salaries. That scenario can also be there, right? So let's say one is Kevin, okay, and one is Shankar, and maybe some other guy is there in the meeting. Sorry, yeah, Varun. So let's say one guy is Varun. There it is. Okay, one guy is Varun. So you guys, you can have employee also, right? But currently what we are doing, we are just taking years and working on the same employee because we don't have employee dimension right now. And this is tax percentage. And the first step is, let's create one smart view, a smart list, sorry, very sorry, a smart list. So this is the application. So I already created one smart list. And smart list make your work easy whenever you want to define any if else condition or something. So I created one smart list that is payroll tax range. I can show you the members also. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, it will not allow with spaces, so I took underscore here. Okay, that's the first thing. Then simply go to dimensions
Hey,
and
Basant,
yeah.
uh, sorry for interrupting. On
No,
the
no.
smart list, right?
Yeah.
Is that particular smart list tagged to any member? I just want to see the settings.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just showing you. Yeah, that is what I'm
Oh,
showing.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you saw
thank
that
you.
smart list, right? You saw that smart list. We are having three members in that smart list: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Likewise, I showed you in the Excel. These
Mm-hmm.
three, right? But we need one more account, as in as a driver or as a miscellaneous account or out of the hierarchy account. We need that, and that is tax roll payroll tax percentage. So you can assume that this one, you know, payroll payroll tax percentage, you can assume this account to give, just to give the percentages, right? And associate the tier 1 tier 2 thing, right? Okay, not the percentage, just to associate tier 1 tier 2 tier 3, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you
To
if you if
associate the smart list.
yeah, to process the smart list, we are selecting the data type as smart list, and we are selecting the smart list as payroll tax range, right? So this was the second step. Like, we already defined smart list, and we are tagging the smart list to this payroll tax member, and this is the out of the hierarchy member. It is not part of any gross profit or profit and loss statement hierarchy or balance sheet, right? So the next step is, let's go to the business rule, because we already set up this particular, what we say, member here. Okay, so yeah, go to rules. I already have that open. So you guys know how to create a rule, right? You just need to go to the cube and right click and create a new rule. So I already have that open in the backend. So this is the rule basically, guys. Very simple rule I've created. So let's fix, we have fixed the base data here, and we again fix the, this is entity. We are taking descendants of all the entity. We are taking descendants of all the products. Okay, we are taking the scenarios plan, and working is the version, and we're taking descendants of every year. Okay, and if we had employee dimension, sorry, and if we had employee dimension, we also will be we would be considering that, right? So but we don't have that right now, so skipping that. So the condition is 7910, that's the member here. So if payroll tax percentage, what's that? That's the account of out of the hierarchy. If the tax roll percentage account is having smart list member one, right? Smart list member one, what's that? That's tier one. So tier one is 10%. So whenever the smart list member will have that one tier one, then 7910 will calculate the tax based on, uh, it will consider 5800 and multiply it with the variable. The variable is, I will show you the variable if I can. So okay, the, it is, we need to open it again, I guess. It's timeout for this instance, like for this page. I need to open it again. And if you see the discount one, I will show you the discount one also. That's a, that's the good one. That was the this was, that was the better example than this one. Uh, Payroll taxes one. That was the better example. So let me open this, and we'll discuss that discount one if you want to. Okay. So basically what we are doing, guys, we are taking 5800 and multiplying with the tax variable tier 1. I didn't mention tier 1, only mentioned tier, but assume this is a tier 1, then we have tier 2, tier 3. So how we can insert a variable? Just uh, for multiplying, click on this fourth icon to insert a variable, and click on the create. And when you click on create, you will need to give any name, sort of name, right? And you need to select the percentage, type as percentage, and you just need to type 10, 20, whatever percentage you want to define. If you want to define 5%, it will be there forever. Until unless you are making any runtime prompt will always ask you what percentage you need to define. So that will add another step. You always need to click OK to that runtime prompt. So I'm not going to check this box. So this is how I created three variables. So this was is tier 1 with 10%, tier 2 with 20%, tier 3 with 30%, right? And and I multiplied this, right? And you need to end with semicolon whenever you provide any formula. And if this condition is not true, right? If this condition is not true, payroll tax value is not equal to the first entry, then if the entry is second, then please select variable 2 and multiply it with 20%. But again, if the entry is not 1 and 2, then what you should do, like system should do, it should consider the entry 3, and it should calculate the tax based on the tier 3 variable. And we will end with the end if condition. And because we opened the bracket, we are closing the bracket. We open two fixes, so we are closing with two fixes, right? And fix are 2. Let's validate this. This rule is already deployed, okay, and already validated and deployed. So let's put some figures here. I already set up the smart view just for the sake of time saving and all. So this is salaries, like I discussed. This is X percentage, but this is going to be the percentage. This is going to show only the tier 1 and tier 2, not the percentage, right? So maybe the name convention is wrong. Maybe we should take tax, payroll tax or whatever tier, payroll tier basically, but I took percentage, so that's okay. And this is the 7910 account, okay. Yeah, let's refresh this. And this is January, and these are the years, right? So I'm just simply going to copy those figures. I guess the years are like in the descending order, but here it is ascending order. So okay, let it be. Let's type in it. So basically user is going to select this members. It is not going to do anything with the figures, whatever amount we are going to put here. The ultimately we need to select the tier, and it will make the changes, right? Based on the tier 1, tier 2, it will show the output. 8 lakh 420 and
6 lakhs.
yeah, yeah. Submit it. So this is submitted, right? And if you just scroll down, this is let's say this one should fall to tier 2, okay, and this one should fall to again tier 2. I guess we didn't what's the condition for tier 1? Okay, yeah, tier 1. Got it. So this one should fall to tier 1. This one is tier 3, right? And submit it. So currently we are not getting any output, right? But let's launch this rule. Okay, pivot this first. So let's launch this rule. So yeah, it ran without any errors. Let's refresh it. Okay, so yeah, there you go. So basically it is calculated 10% because this was tier one. So six lakhs into 10% should come to 60,000. And this is missing because it is under 5 lakh. There's we also we didn't define any uh, tier here. Okay, and this is 8 lakh, so it is computing 20%, again 20% for 10 lakh, but for 15 lakh it is computing, I guess, 30%, right? I guess this is correct, right? Yeah, would have 50,000. So this is how you can make some based on the payroll taxes. You can define the rule. Okay, business rule. Here's the business rule if you want to see it again. Okay, and this is what I said. And if you want to see any log messages, okay, so how much time it took? It took just only 0.00 seconds, 6 seconds. Okay, passes are one. So yeah, and somewhere we able to see the blocks also. Yeah, so potential blocks are 2093. Affected cells are these, right? So yeah, that you can check easily. So let's discuss the discount one, because that was very this was very easy, but discount one was a stage one, sorry, uh, what we say, one step above the particular this rule. Okay, discount one was one step above this. So I wanted to make wanted to show the difference between these two rules, right? So what we were doing, we were having two accounts previously, the payment discount and discount amount. So this one was I created for percentage, because currently in our sheet we are not able to see any percentage, right? We are only selecting tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. But if the user want to see discount percentage, sorry, payroll tax percentage, then how he will see that, right? So uh, currently I, I I created previously these two members just to show the percentage as well as the amount. So and this the property of this account, this particular member was percentage, right? And this for this it was currency. But for discount amount, actually I didn't include that in the rule one, so I created second rule just to show the discount amount. Previously the because this is only rule one. If I just can merge and center it. So this is, guys, basically for rule 1, nothing to do with rule 2, and this is for rule 2, only for discount amount, right? So uh, but you can include both. You can have this one also in the same rule, right? That's based on your particular use case and everything, right? So what was the rule about? So it was about whenever the customer is selecting COD, UPI, credit card, he should get he's going to uh, get this particular percentage, and this will automatically update. We are not inputting 0%, 5%, or 10%. It was there in the rule. So how it is counting if the discount percentage uh, is 0, like if the payment mode is 1. Payment mode is 1 means, see, if the payment mode is COD, this is the payment mode 2, and this is the payment mode credit card, this is the payment mode 3. So if the payment mode is 1, then discount is 0. 0 means 0 0% or 0 amount, basically, right? And net sales, what net sales will calculate, net sales will calculate 4001, this is 4001, total revenue is 4001, minus 4001 into payment discount. Into payment discount means 12,000 into 0% will give you net sales as what we say 12,000, right? But if the payment discount is UPI, then what it should do, it should take 5% discount. So net sales is 1,000, and 1,000 to 5%. I will show you here. This is 1,000 minus 1,000 again. Okay, multiplying it with 0.05. So it will give you 950, right? That you know, it will give you 950 here. So this is the condition. Okay, so 950 is coming, but what about the discount? These all are about net sales and net sales. But if you want to show the discount amount also, that is why I created the second rule, just to show the discount amount. Otherwise it was not needed uh, for this rule, right? And what about the smart list? So this is the smart list payment mode. If the category is one, the smart list member is one, smart list member is two, smart list member is three. So yeah, this is how we can define the percentage and all, right? So for percentage, currently it was 0, payment discount is equal to 0, and for 2 it was UPI, that was 20, and this is variable, right? So discount underscore UPI is the variable that I created back then, and I defined the percentage value as 20%, sorry, 5% and 10% for credit card. So yeah, this rule was way better than the that we just discussed about the payroll taxes. So it is more critical, like more you know uh, better than the previous one. So any doubts in this, guys? Because we are ending the session here, because we already discussed the tickets, and for this ticket, we have this document. Actually, for PBCS, I am not able to find the correct example for data loading, right? But this is how you can load data exchange. I already discussed this in the previous session, but this is for FCCS, this is not PBCS. So if you want to see that, or if you want to check this URL, please have this. That is for FCCS, to just to load the data. uh, Sorry, rates, not data, exchange rate basically, so with DM, right? So yep. And NV shift, I guess Pile or someone else is going to cover that, or maybe you can ask Amit about this, or Sonal about this. And these tickets are again pending. Maybe in the next week, someone else is going to take this, or maybe I don't know. So yep.
Hey, Basant, on the
Yeah,
on the currency exchange, right? The one
yeah,
which you just shared.
yeah.
Is that for planning or FCC? I saw
FCCS.
somewhere FCC.
Yeah,
Okay.
the website is showing example only for the FCCS, because FCCS is the only tool that use the, like, not only tool, but yeah, for consolidation purpose, because we have different entities there that are having different, holding and subsidiary working in different countries. So yeah, data load, there's major, frequent changes in the exchange rates for FCCS, like that is more relevant for FCCS because they have rates cube. But in PBCS, I don't see any rates cube. We only have data. We have only have dimension, currency dimensions there. But in FCCS, there specifically two cubes are only there, and we cannot create any cubes in FCCS. The first cube is console. The name of the cube is console, and the second cube is rates. So in the rates cube, uh, we basically upload the exchange currency rates. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
you can just have see the
That's good to
example.
know.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope we can end the session, guys. And if you want the business rule, let me just share the business rule also, the current one.
Yeah, and thanks for these sessions, Basant. It
No
was
issue,
really
no issue. That,
informative.
yeah, that's my job actually. So no worries. And thank you all for cooperating with my, you know, silly mistakes and all. But yeah, it happens, right?
Definitely. It
Okay.
was a great learning experience also, you know. So
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, well, see you next time then. Maybe see you around then, guys. Okay. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.